Hello, welcome back to the second lesson of collecting like terms, and what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be working with more of the algebra side of it. Now, if you haven't looked at the first video, I strongly recommend that you go back and have a look at the first video. It just gives you a bit of a heads up and just a bit of knowledge to cover before looking at this lesson. Right, let's get started. So suppose we have something like 2a plus 3b plus 4a plus ab. Now, the way we go about it is, I tend to think of it as, A for apple and B for banana. So I'm going to let me just try to draw an apple if I can. There we go, there's my apple, okay? And I'm going to try and draw a banana as well. Oops, there we go, just close enough. So I have this 2a. What this means is we have two apples, so we have an A and an A. Now the 3b, probably already guessed it, we've got three bananas here, B, 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 okay? Then we have A, A, and then lastly we've got just one more banana at the end. Okay, so the way we go about adding these is, and I know you might be tempted to say that, do you know what, 2a plus 3b, well, that makes 5ab. Should it not? Well, what this means, the 5ab here, I'm actually going to draw it on the side here on the right hand side, is so 5ab means we have 5 lots of ABs, 5 times AB, that's what it means. So in other words, you can visualize it as we have AB, I'm drawing ABs, 5 lots of them, okay, and there's another AB here, okay, we've got 5 altogether. Now if you look back at the original expression we have here, this is called an expression, we don't have ABs, we have A's and we have B's, so it doesn't really make any sense. Though I agree with you that yes, we have 5 items here, we have 2 A's and 3 B's, we've got 5 things, but the value of it is not 5 lots of ABs, okay, they're 2 different things. The way we do it is we go, right, well, let's collect like terms. So I've got 2 A's, I've got 4 A's here, so that'll be, don't know why I've changed colours, there we go. So 2a plus the 4 A's here, so all in all I've got 6 apples, and then I've got 3 bananas, banana at the end, so that'll be 4 bananas, so I'll add 4b, okay, and you would leave it at that, okay, 6a plus 4b. Now let's look at another example. This time we're going to have 3p
plus 4q take away 2p plus 2q.
Now what we have to be careful with here is that we have a negative sign in the middle, and the way we're going to go about it is we're going to circle all the like terms. So every term has a sign attached next to it. So this 4q is a positive 4q. This 2q at the end is also positive. So we add them up, 4q plus 2q, that makes 6 q's. Alright, 6 q's here. It's a positive 6q, so we're going to have to include the sign as well. Now, when we look at the p's, we know that this is a negative 2p, but how about this 3p here? Now, if a term doesn't have a sign next to it, we always know for a fact that this is a positive 3p. Now you might ask, well, why? How do we know? Well, it's the same way as just normal numbers work. So if I was to write, say, the number 5, you would instinctively know that this is a positive 5. even though there isn't a sign, because that's the way how things work. Unless there is a negative sign next to it, which then turns it into a negative number. Okay, so that 3p is a positive 3p. So we have 3p take away 2p, that makes 1p, a positive 1p. So we can actually write this down, which makes no harm, you know, but in maths we tend to get rid of anything that is a little bit extra. So we don't have to write a positive 1 here, we can just leave it as p. So we just rub this off, okay, and that's it. So p plus 6q. Now let's look at something a bit more complex. Let's look at this problem here. So we have 3 or minus 3g
plus 2h, take away g, take away 3h. Let's just draw a line here, just to show that this is in the question.
Right. So here we have to be careful because we've got so many negative numbers going on. So again, first things first is we have to circle or box round the like terms. So circle like terms. Okay, so like k. Okay, there we go. Right, circle like terms. So here we've got a negative 3g. Right, and we've got a negative g here. So if you are not sharp on your negative numbers, you can always draw a number line. So we could go, there's 0, there's negative 1, there's negative 2, and there's negative 3, and go to negative 4, and so on. Okay, and on the right hand side we have 1, 2, and it goes there. Okay, so I'm at negative 3. I'm going to take away 1g. Okay, that's a 1g. If it doesn't have a number, it's always going to be 1 because it's just a g, it's just 1. So take away 1, I'm going to go to the left once. Okay, because that is the negative direction. Okay, it's the negative, I'll write a minus sign here, it's a negative direction, and this way is the positive direction. Right, so minus 3, take away 1, it's going to be minus 4, so we're going to have a negative 4g. Okay, and in the next bit we've got a positive 2h and a negative 3h. Again, you can use your number line. So we're at a positive 2, we're up here, and then we're going to go 3 to the left. So 1, 2, 3. That lands us on negative 1. So we have a negative 1h. Okay, I don't have to write the 1 because it's a bit extra. It's just an h. Leave it as that. Right. This is it for now. If you've enjoyed this lesson, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.